My 24F ex-fiancé 24M and I were together for 7 years. He proposed last fall and we mutually decided to break up in May. He's always gotten along incredibly well with my parents, especially my father. They always treated him like he was one of their children, and my parents have always told him he's part of the family. For example, he started coming on family vacations with us when we were 17. It was a very tough decision to end our relationship, but we both agreed it was for the best. He moved out while I finished up our lease term. His plans fell through last minute, and he moved in with my parents for a little while finding a new place. Obviously, I felt a little weird about him moving into my childhood bedroom and being at my parents' house a fair amount. It led to lots of awkward interactions, but we got past it. He moved out at the start of August, and I thought that was that. Last night my parents invited me over for dinner. They sat me down and explained that since the wedding was off and my ex-fiancé wasn't going to be a part of the family by marriage, they wanted to adopt him. They asked him last week, and he agreed as long as I'm okay with it. I'm definitely not. I told them that I'm not really comfortable with that. And they started telling me that I'm keeping them away from their son, what the hell? And that I need to tell him that I'm okay with it so that we can all be a real family. I'm worried I'm being an idiot because they have cared so much for my ex over the years. I'm also worried I'm being selfish by worrying about how to explain this to future partners. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your parents are weird. Not the idiot, OP lol. My first thought was it's totally cool for parents to love their kids so like their own, but your parents are beyond weird OP. Reading this post made me feel like I walked through a cave full of hallucinogenic mist. They what? They want to adopt a grown man, your ex-fiancé no less, so that he remains part of the family? Not the idiot Han, but I think your parents need a psychological evaluation because that idea is crazy. If OP doesn't have any brothers, they may have seen him as the son they never had, and depending on the relationship he has with his parents, he may have reciprocated. I do actually have a younger brother, he's going to university in another country and doesn't visit home very often. My ex's mom passed when he was young, and his dad remarried and is much more invested in his new family. I'm surprised he agreed, but haven't had a chance to actually talk to him about it. Not the idiot. And your parents are weird for even thinking this is an acceptable thing to do. Seriously, this one is a hill to die on. Your parents need to decide whether you are family or he is family, but it's crazy to think that they can have both simply because they like the dude. For real though. I would tell my parents if they went through with this, they would gain a son, but lose a daughter. They should actually be starting to distance themselves from him now that the relationship is over, but instead, they went way into the opposite direction to BSC's ideas. My wife, Nina, and I became pregnant with our son, Jason, when we were both 20. We will admit it was an unplanned pregnancy, but we loved our son and kept him. We did our best to raise Jason to be kind, respectful, and treat others well, and we thought we succeeded. Jason worked hard to attend an elite university. Jason and his first wife, Sarah, had a daughter Simone. Unfortunately, Sarah passed in a car accident before Simone's 3rd birthday. Jason raised Simone until Simone was 4. At that time, he met his second wife and moved 2 hours away. Simone lives with us. Jason visits once every 2 months at best. He and his wife would stay for the day, buy Simone a present, then Jason would say it was time to leave. Nina and I suspect he only visits and buys Simone the present because his wife makes him. His wife, Iris, is a lovely lady. She insists that Simone should move in with them, or they should move closer to us because she wants to be Simone's stepmom and spend time with her. But Jason shoots the idea down because he says Simone moving in or them moving would hurt his career and it is best Simone stay with Nina and me. Simone is 11 now, and she adores Jason. She makes drawings and cards for him, constantly bakes treats to send to him. It is devastating for her because her daddy is her hero and he does not want to spend time with her. Her birthday was in July, and she cried when Jason did not call her to wish her a happy birthday. Iris tried lying to Simone to make her feel better that the phone lines went down, and Jason did not forget, but Simone did not believe her. Simone is at summer camp all this week, and Jason invited us to a party to celebrate receiving a promotion. During the party, Jason told me about how much more money he makes with this promotion and his job title, and he asked, "You should be proud, old man." Job title, an elite university alumni. I sighed and told Jason that I honestly have not been proud of him as of late. He may have a well-paying job, but he treats his own beautiful daughter as if she doesn't matter. Simone is his own little girl. She loves him so much, and he doesn't even seem to care. Nina came back with drinks and Jason told her what I said. Nina told him that she agreed with me, and he does not treat Simone right. Most of the family says that I and Nina were in the wrong to tell Jason I was not proud of him. They said I should know how much that statement hurts at any age because I was never good enough in my own father's eyes. They said that Jason is probably focusing on stabilizing his career and Simone can move in with them after. They also said Jason's own promotional party was not the time or place to call him out, and I could have just congratulated Jason on working hard and saved the drama for another day. I feel what I said needed to be said. But most of the family is disagreeing with Nina and me. Am I the idiot? P.S. Jason does pay for child support. He believes because he pays child support that his responsibilities have been met. Jason told us he was attending therapy in the beginning, but we learned later he was being untruthful about it. Simone sees a child psychologist, but she seems to talk to the psychologist more about school and friends rather than Jason. I have also suggested that Simone could resemble Sarah and cause too many bad memories for Jason. That could be possible, but Simone also does not resemble Sarah at all. Simone looks like a young version of Nina with lighter skin and slightly thicker hair. The issue seems to be that Jason does not want to be a parent to Simone. You told the well-deserved truth, and if that makes him upset then he can go sit in syrup. I'm proud of you. OP's money and prestige mean nothing if you have no integrity. He clearly did not learn how to be a person of true substance. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. When you are raising your grandchild, oh boy, do you get to have all the opinions in the world regarding your kid. Not the idiot. He has abandoned his child, physically and spiritually, for the last 7 years. He's not just the idiot in this situation, he's the idiot to the core. My ex-wife and I are the parents of a daughter who is 17 and a son who is 15. We share custody of our kids 50-50, and we have been divorced for 13 years now. Neither of us pays child support because we have equal time with the kids, and we split the costs of everything: school, medical, dental, extracurriculars. I opened up bank accounts for my kids when each was born, and I have saved from the get-go, but around 8 or so years ago I came into some money because I was injured at work, and I put that money into their accounts. As well as this, a relative died 4 years ago, and I have left a sum of money that also went into the accounts for my children. The money I have now saved for them will help them tremendously in their futures, whether they go to college or not. My ex-wife remarried several years ago. Her stepdaughter is 16, she's got a nephew of her husband they are raising who is 14, and she has a 7- and 5-year-old with her husband. My ex-wife wanted to talk to me about college for our kids, and she told me that she and her husband had told all their kids that community college would be the most affordable option for them and that they would get as much help as possible, but a more expensive school would be tough on them. I told her that our kids would have that option if they wanted it because I have saved a more than healthy amount for them. She asked me why I never told her sooner, and I told her because I was taking care of our children and it wasn't something she needed to know. A few days after this talk she called me and alongside her husband said that they would like me to pay child support for our kids so that they can save more money for their other children's futures. I told her I was not going to pay her child support just so she could support the other children in her home. Her husband told me I could always offer to split the money between all of the children. I told him I was not paying for his kids to go to college. I told them I only had a responsibility to my children. I told them if they wanted to save more money, I would happily take the kids more if they, my kids, want to spend more time at home with me. My ex-wife called me cruel and said keeping 50-50 and paying money so our kids' siblings can go to college should be a no-brainer for me. I told her the day I have an obligation to help her support her entire household is a day in another universe where we never broke up. But we did, and she has to accept she is equally responsible for our kids as me. They both told me I was an idiot, and even though I feel like I'm crazy for asking, I must ask, am I the idiot? P.S. The courts did not order CS because I only make a little more than my ex-wife, and I was well below the threshold they use to determine CS in 50-50 custody cases. I have control of the money. My children are aware it is there and we have talked about it, but they are still undecided on their future plans. They do not have access to the money yet. Not the idiot. Also, I'd be extra careful with the college funds, your kids could be bullied into sharing with their step-half siblings in the future. Not the idiot, they are trying to force you into paying for their kids. Don't budge. Wait, why should you be paying for their kids? It makes sense that you have planned for your children's futures. Imagine if the roles were reversed and it was you asking her for such a favor. I don't think she would ever agree to such a scenario. Not the idiot.